All right, today's assignment is again on the properties of water. We're going to be focusing on that again today. So far, you've completed a web quest, which gave you a good introduction to the entire idea of the properties of water and what makes water such a unique substance on our planet. So you did your web quest on Tuesday and Wednesday of this past week. Yesterday, you read the text in the workbook that goes along with properties of water and created a set of Cornell notes using or on that topic. And today we're going to take this kind of a little step further, and you're going to create a brochure on the properties of water. You have a template that I provided for you. If you are physically in class, you're getting that paper template. If you are working remotely, there's a digital version here that you're going to complete. So for this, I'm providing you with this Google slide deck, and everything that you need to fill in your template is located in this Google slideshow. Okay, and you got these instructions, how to fold your paper, that kind of thing. On the inside, there's a section for adhesion and cohesion, which is capillary action, surface tension, and heat capacity. And then on the outside, we have density and buoyancy and universal solvent. Now on your template, both the digital and the paper template, this has already been filled in for you. It's just there to show you what goes where, and you know which side's inside, which side is outside. All right, and so what goes in the foldable? You're going to import facts, definitions, and pictures. Be creative and own it. Come up with kind of your own information that goes there, and then what's important to you. So you're going to use the information in the Google slide deck below to help you fill in this information. Everything that you need is listed in the slideshow. You just need to know what you're putting in where. What makes this tricky is that I have removed all of the I have removed all of the titles from the slideshow. So when I go to the next slide, you'll see, I'm going to click it twice. So there's no title in here. So when you read this information, you have to be able to read this, and then based on your background knowledge from the Cornell notes, the map text, and the web quest, you should be able to read this and decide which one of those properties this qualifies as. So when we look at it, in a water molecule, two hydrogen atoms form a single polar covalent bond with an oxygen atom. Now, that's a lot of information that we haven't talked about. In our chemistry unit, we didn't discuss the covalent bonds and ionic bonds and things like that. So you don't need to know that. That's extra information that's kind of outside of your wheelhouse, but you don't, that's just extra information. It's information that you need though. A water molecule is a blank molecule with opposite ends of a molecule with opposite charges. So if you look at this picture, this is a water molecule. We have the two hydrogen atoms and the oxygen atom. The two hydrogen atoms have this positive charge on them, and then the oxygen atom has a negative charge on them. Okay, so what that shows us, if we look at this, we can kind of see that it looks kind of like how a magnet would be set up. If we had a magnet, there's a positive end to the magnet and a negative end to the magnet. We call those the poles of the magnet. Think about the poles of the Earth. There's one at the north point of the Earth and one at the south point of the Earth. We call those the North Pole and the South Pole. Those 2 points are the sources of the magnetic field on the Earth. All right, so when we look at this, we see that we have positive on one side, negative on one side. So this falls into the property of polarity. So on this blank, a water molecule is a polar molecule with opposite ends of the molecule with opposite charges. Okay, so what that tells us is that water is polar. One side has a positive charge, the other side has a negative charge. So if you want to go through and kind of label which topic each slide is. So for example, this one's polarity. So you're going to put that one on the slide that talks about polarity. When you go to the next one, it talks about it being a hot summer day, the sidewalk's really hot, you go to the beach, but the water's warm, but the air's cooler. So you're going to read through this, and that all is going to go somewhere in your slideshow as well, or in your brochure as well from the slideshow. All right. For if you're working digitally, or for both of you guys, the digital and the paper copy, you need to include some pictures in your brochure. If you are working on a paper copy, then you're going to, of course, draw your pictures. There's some pictures in the slideshow that may help you. If there's a box on your template, that means that a picture goes there. If you are working digitally, you can find a picture on Google. Just make sure you cite it. And remember that Google is not the source of that. Google is the search engine for that. All right. If you have any questions as you're working on this, please let me know, and I will be glad to help.